Welcome, everybody, to Thundering Einherjar, Episode 8. My name is Sam Lander, I'll be your GM, and I have some players.
I am Jägermeister, playing as Denver Wright.
I'm Zurder, playing Geralt Kenshin.
I'm not hearing Hedge.
Hedge got silent.
Yeah, Hedge, you went real quiet.
All right, is that better?
Yup.
All right, let's try that again. I'm Hegemon Lur, playing Caleb Archer, whose motto is "What's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine."
And I'm Eastburn, playing as Marina Hoffa.
Alright. So, you guys are in... For most of you are in skimcrafts, like small vehicles. The military version of cars, essentially. With the exception of Geralt, who is in his mech, and you guys start driving your way back across town. You can see in the airfield behind you just continuous, well, not continuous, but like every few minutes, an aircraft will take off and head towards the east is to the left, west. Yes. Head off to the west, and that continues for at least a half an hour after you guys clear the field. It's about a good hour trek back to the Union, back to Union Park, as it is now known colloquially. I can't even say that word. Anyway, back to Union Park. About 15. Well, could I have everybody give me a notice plus wisdom roll for me, please? $10. Denver?
Still getting there.
Okay. All right, so Marina and Caleb, you're probably in like the front seat of the vehicle that you're in. One of you is probably driving. You see, about halfway up the horizon, a shooting star. And it progresses towards the horizon to the east at like a rapid pace.
It's probably not a shooting star, but a re-entry.
About the time it hits the horizon, you see it split in two pieces, and then just about the time you guys are getting to the Union, there is a minor earthquake. All of you noticed a minor earthquake, but Caleb and Marina, you guys saw the shooting star. You guys pull up to the Union, get, not wave, but do the call sign, countersign for the patrol units that are set up around the Union. The distraction team is getting here about the same time. Doors, like, you guys are waved in past the perimeter, and the Union doors open up.
Geralt will just park his Black Knight where instructed, jump out, and almost collapse in fatigue on the floor.
Caleb will call out for medics.
I'm getting my ass to the medic bay.
So you guys get rounded up. All of you are injured at some level or other?
I slightly.
Okay.
But I'll probably help try and recover everyone.
Denver
Caleb can walk, but just barely.
Denver and Yvonne were down, right? got re.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Denver, you and Yvonne, you get in, like, you feel okay as you step out of the vehicle, and then just like the past, I don't know, 2 hours, 3 hours of everything that's been going on, it kind of hits you, and you stumble. You guys' med techs quickly run up to you guys, get you on to get Denver and Yvonne onto gurneys, and get the rest of you headed up to the med bay. Geralt, you're able to walk yourself up there, but it's not that far off from needing a gurney yourself. Caleb and Morena, you guys get up there under your own power. Morena, you're uninjured enough that you're actually helping out with the doctoring. Denver and Yvonne probably need surgery, because they were all the way down, so I'm thinking actual bullet wounds. So they head into surgery. I guess I'll leave it up to you if you want to try to join in with that, Morena. You're injured as well, so they're probably dissuading you from that. But if you want to join in, feel free.
I definitely want to join in, even if I can't do any major part, I will do assistance.
Okay, could I get... I'll have everybody else roll. I'll have you roll. You're going to help out with Yvonne. Could I get everybody else to give me a 2d6 plus? You guys are a +1, I believe, on your... Actually, let me look up your... How good are your doctors? That's not the right sheet. That's the right sheet.
Let's see. The doctors are somewhere.
On the TOE sheets.
Yeah, I don't know that we actually
probably-
had a skill level for the doctors.
All right,
I don't remember.
I think
Yeah, we just have ranks. We don't have skills.
we have names for them, right? Personnel. Summary.
Yes.
Company Doctor 2. So Volya is probably with... Yeah, Volya is with the... I'm not saying his name right. Antonov is with the other company. Sue will take over Denver's care. Morena, you take over Yvonne's. So, Morena, you roll your med plus intelligence, please. And I'm going to give Sue the same bonuses you have. Heal plus intelligence.
10.
All right, we're going to give 3 skill, 4 total. Okay, so Denver, roll me 2d6 plus 4 for the heal check for you. And then everybody else, Geralt and Caleb, give me 2d6 plus 2. Holy buckets! 2d6 plus 2 for your guys getting patched up.
What about Yvonne?
So that you
Oh, that's mine.
That's
Okay,
yours.
Gotcha.
Okay, Caleb got a 14 as well.
Okay.
Geralt?
5.
Oh, you got a 5. Okay. Caleb, you get patched up. You have a bunch of contusions, some lacerations, but like 5 stitches and some ibuprofen, and you're gonna be fine. No broken bones, no major like internal wounds.
Couple through and throughs.
Yeah, maybe a through and through, but more like stab wounds and less like, concussive bullet wounds. Mostly you're okay. Go ahead and you're gonna heal. I'm gonna have you heal at twice the normal speed, so it'd be, instead of 7 HP a day, it'll be 14.
Okay.
Because 12, 14, 14, yeah, okay. Denver, you go into surgery, they put you out, you don't have any real memories after that, but you are treated well. You have a couple of bullet holes in some pretty significant places, but no, like, you're not, no major organ damage. It's all soft tissue wounds. You don't have any broken bones either. If you want to give yourself a scar, go right ahead, because you did go down. One of the things about me running games is players who go to 0 HP, if you want a scar from it, feel free to take something, but no long-term effects. Yvonne with the 10. Oh, and you're also going to heal at... You get good treatment, you're going to heal at twice normal speed. Yvonne's treatment, for when she gets here, again, into surgery, she has a couple of broken ribs. I think she got shotgunned at least once. One of the shotgun slugs penetrated her armor, and skipped into her chest, broke 2 ribs on its way in, but was like slowed down enough that it was at the surface, didn't penetrate much past the ribs. So relatively easy surgery to pull that out, but she is going to take some time to recover. Recovery at normal speed. 'Tis but a flesh wound, indeed. Geralt, running on pure adrenaline and whatever it was in that shot that Morena gave you, you have your... Give me a coin flip, left or right. So give me a 1 or a 2 for left or right.
1 is left, 2 is right.
Okay. So your left arm, I don't remember the bone names, but the outer bone in your arm, so the top one here, it has it's a simple fracture because it's not poking through the skin, but a simple fracture, and the other one has a green stick fracture in it. So you have the joy of getting a bone set, and getting a cast applied. You're also...
right-handed.
What's that?
It's good that he's right-handed, I guess.
Yeah.
Is he though?
Did you specify it?
No. Well, didn't specify, but either way, you have your left arm is pretty messed up, and of course everybody is just covered in bruises and cuts and everything else.
Got a couple of small clean through bullet holes as well.
Right.
Due to the diehard got hit worse than it seemed at the moment.
Probably one of those through bullet holes is in your left arm, and that's why you have a simple fracture on one side and a green stick on the other.
Yep.
By the way, you guys are everybody, like Caleb, you are in and out in a fairly short amount of time, say half an hour, you're all patched up and ready. Denver and Yvonne are in surgery for a couple hours at least, like between arriving and, like them working him up and getting him out of the sedated state. They're probably going to be 2 hours from now. You're never sedated, but they work on you for a couple hours to, set the fractures and do stitches and all of that fun stuff. So it's about 5, because you guys did this at around 2 is when you launched the attack, right?
Yep.
So around 6 in the morning, Morena, you're cleaning up and talking with Sue about like surgery and stuff. Probably feeling super tired. Caleb, what are you up to?
So after I get out of the med bay, I'm going to head to the command deck or wherever I can check in and find out what was going on with whatever tracking we were able to do of the other 2 leopards.
Okay. I will give them a roll. They were able to track it to the horizon, but they don't have. It's like, so the leopards left atmosphere and headed towards the planetary west. Per the vector, the people think that they are headed toward name of city, New Bergen. Load in, please. There we go. They were headed toward Voxadal. Go ahead and pop over to the planetary map. So headed.
So that's not the shooting star we saw?
No, that was to the east. So if I'm wrong, so to the right on this map is west, right?
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
That's east.
So reverse all the directions that I gave you. So the two dropships headed towards the east, which was not the shooting star. To the west, to the left, was the shooting star.
Does this map wrap around?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to know if there was like this was the part of the island of the thing, and there's like a bunch of other islands on the planet.
Well, these are all continent-sized. I'd have to get a globe out and figure out how much, like, each of these cells is 500 kilometers, how much that compares to actual, like, planetary size. But there's no major land masses between the left here and the continent that Heliostad? I don't know how to say that name.
Yeah, let's start.
Yes.
Hjelstad. It was close-ish. So there's no other major land masses between the continent Rodal is on and the continent that Hjelstad is on.
So Caleb will ask if we've heard anything more from Gunnar.
There's a lot of, like, worried looks. Could I get a charisma plus... Get a good skill here. Charisma plus lead actually would be a good one. With a little bit of, like, careful asking and cajoling and kind of working through their hesitancy, you get that Gunnar lost positive control of the dropship upon atmospheric reentry, and they haven't heard from him since.
Also, what is the status of our distraction team? How did they fare?
So you guys would have seen them coming up. They lost a lot of ammo. They shot a lot of ammo. Only major damage was
Gregor took an AC-20 to the center torso.
Yeah, Gregor took an AC-20 to the chest, and so the fire starter's in need of some pretty serious repairs. Again. They didn't do any major damage to the opposing forces. Like, they didn't take out any tanks or anything. Took out some small vehicles and stuff. But nothing major. All right. Geralt, what are you up to?
Once I get out of getting my bone set and cast applied, he's in his... He's coming down from the adrenaline rush,
Right.
heading towards the kitchen looking for a decent cup of coffee.
You arrive at the kitchen of the dropship, and the coffee here smells like dropship coffee. Instant freeze-dried, 6 months to 10 years old. You're not sure how old it is, but it is hot and caffeinated. There's a couple... Oh, sorry. There's a couple...
Sigh heavily and just grab a mug for himself and another mug for Caleb and go looking for him.
All right. So you ask around a little bit and find Caleb on the bridge, just having finished his conversation with the radar tech who was working, or the comms guy who was working the bridge. More than half of Gunnar's, like, flight crew for the Union left with him to take on the Leopard.
So does that mean that the Union's effectively grounded right now?
Yes.
Good to know. So as Geralt comes in, I'll say, Hey, Gralt. What? How you? They get you fixed up?
Takes a sip of the coffee from the left and extends the right hand with a cup of coffee in it towards
You're a
you,
lifesaver.
and just nods slightly and wince in pain as he moves the left arm.
I think we better have a dexterity check to see how well he can drink coffee with a cast on.
Sure, Geralt. Just give me a dexterity plus nothing.
That's a D20, isn't it?
No, 2d6 plus your dexterity modifier.
Oh, you're not gonna make him do a physical saving throw?
No. Ten? Oh yeah, you're fine. No spill. Just bad coffee. All right. So Sue is talking to you, Morena. She looks tired, but not like she had one surgery. You had a combat and then a surgery, so she's like pretty confident Denver's gonna be okay. Some flesh, like soft tissue damage, but nothing too critical. How's Yvonne doing?
Well, she'll get over it eventually, I guess. It'll take a little bit though. Wasn't that great in that great of a state.
She nods. I'll check in on her later. You go get some bunk time. You've been up for more hours than I have.
That would be appreciated.
She goes off and rounds up a couple of med techs and leaves you alone. You see, you're like my so there's like 3 personnel decks above the mech decks. I'm gonna go with that. Give or take. The med deck is actually close to the central elevator shaft for the entire dropship, and you see names. Morena, you see Vanya, Oberst Vanya come out of the elevator and kind of look around. It's about 6:30 at this point.
Oh, are you looking for someone?
She nods. Do you know where Geralt is?
Geralt was in the same room as me before, right? With Caleb.
Caleb and Geralt are up on the bridge. You saw them head off, but I don't know that you see where they're
No,
actually
then I
at.
didn't.
You're near the med bay.
Yeah, indeed. I haven't seen him yet in a while after they left the med bay. Knowing Caleb, he might be in his office or near the bridge or something.
She nods, thank you, and heads back to the elevator and heads up. You gonna hang out here or follow her?
I'm gonna head to a bunk. I'm gonna rest up.
Very fair. So you go, you find your bunk, and probably just enough time to like shower, get all the blood off of you, check your own bruises, check yourself over, and then find a soft place on a bed. You know, wince once as you lay down because that's got a bruise on it now, and then roll over and go to sleep.
Yep.
Geralt and Caleb, you guys are chatting with your coffees against the like edge of the ring of the bridge of this ship, and Oberst Vanya Lund comes into the like the main door directly across from the elevator shaft, and looks around and spots you, Geralt.
Yeah, and she spots me just as I say to Caleb, you know, I need to treat you to a real cup of coffee one of these days.
Sounds good to me. Oh, say, hey, Obersts, come on over.
She like nods, gives you a like half salute, Caleb, and then like locks eyes on Geralt and says, can you come with me? Caleb, feel free to join. Actually, what is your rank, Caleb?
Major, I believe. Let me double
Okay.
check real quick. Yes, Major.
So Major, please come along as well. It's good to get this out of the way all at once.
All right, I'll follow along.
All right. She takes you guys down to the conference room, which is like directly off of your room, Caleb, on the ship, and she
Sure made this place home.
she sits down at the head of the table, kind of motions to you, Geralt, to sit down corner side of her. Like, obviously you can sit down too, per her body language, Caleb, and she takes a couple moments once you're both seated and says, we lost contact with Gunnar's ship at 0430. We don't know for sure. The landing point of her ship's about 1,000 clicks out, so we don't have anybody out there yet. But special operation, or not special intelligence, the earthquake, the earthquake we felt earlier matches the time frame for if the ship impacted at terminal velocity when it would have hit.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I saw on our way back, I saw what looked like the ship breaking up, so they probably didn't feel anything.
She nods and says, this puts us into a very problematic situation. Because there are no NBFA, right? Yes, NBFA forces who are trained. Gunnar was our only trained drop pilot. And so unless you guys brought somebody who can pilot one of these things along, we are confined to this continent for now, at least.
Question as a player, I thought we had somebody who was a pilot, didn't we?
I believe Denver is?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Jaeger?
No, yeah, Denver's a pilot.
There we go.
Okay, so I'll let her know that, well, he's might be a little bit rusty, but Denver is qualified on drop ships, so we're not completely sunk. It's a heavy loss for certain, but we're not completely confined to here.
She nods. That'll be good. For your information, all Draconis forces in Radal have fled the city, including most of their civilian government, headed towards Voxadal. The mech forces did not take the field with your guys' distraction because apparently they had already been loaded onto the drop ships, and they are headed there. So if we can project force to Voxadal, that means we can keep the fight going to them. In better news, the local what's the proper term? conscription forces, the local planetary, the guys running the tanks. There's a proper term for it. Garrison, the planet-based garrison forces. Upon finding out that they had been essentially abandoned by the Draconis, surrendered their vehicles and are currently standing down. So, as far as we can tell, the castle is ours. Probably the continent, but we don't know. We don't know if Raldal and Hagersand will also surrender similarly. Either way, congratulations. You have, in the course of a few days, taken the city, which is better than we've done in the past 5 years. She holds her hand out to you, Caleb.
I'll stand up. I assume she's still standing.
She had sat down. She looks pretty tired, like she'd been up all night as well.
All right, I'll say thank you, ma'am, and shake her hand and say we'll need to plan our next steps, but it sounds like we've got a minute or two to think.
She nods. I don't think that unless the Draconis get reinforced from somewhere, they're not going to bring fight to here, because we can track them landing most anywhere on the continent, and you guys have overwhelming force to anything they might bring. So I don't think they're going to get too adventurous, at least not unless they get reinforced. I'm sure that General Hermanson will want to talk with you guys as well. With the announcement that Rodal has surrendered, he and his father are making their way into town from an undisclosed location. She kind of waves her hand, operational security, and she looks like she's just tired.
Oberst, you look as tired as I feel. Let's, unless there's anything more, let's call this good for now. Let's plan to meet maybe tomorrow, this evening, after we've had a chance for all of us catch some shut eye, and maybe we'll be able to think a little bit straighter then. Or if you want, even tomorrow is probably soon enough.
She nods. It'll be a couple days before the general and the governor can get to town, so a couple days. Geralt, if you have a minute.
And
Before you go,
Geralt just snaps his eyes from half closed to full open. Yeah, what?
She looks at you, Caleb.
yeah, before you go, we want to get I'll want to get a message to Company 2. So make sure you check in with me before you hit the bunk, and I'll just wait outside. I'll head actually into my office.
Sure.
And leave the room.
Okay. So door closes. She actually heads to the far side of the room, and kind of lowers her voice, and says to you, Geralt, actually come with me to the sideboard, if you would, please. So lowers her voices and says, Gunnar had been he'd spent months with them. He's gone. I don't trust most of his crew, because they're pretty much fully integrated with the mercenaries now, because they've been working right alongside them, and they don't have the rank to like keep everything straight necessarily. I know your job is to be the liaison between the mercenary forces and us, but I don't know, these guys scare me, honestly. She kind of looks at the closed door that Caleb went through.
Yeah, they're scary. We but we lucked out. I don't think we could have ever hoped for someone that brought 3 assaults and 2 handfuls of heavies to help us.
She nods, and I've been... What did you guys run into? Like, you were all shot to pieces, but what did you guys run into in there?
He sighs heavily and pulls out from his pocket. He just shoved a couple of mags in his pocket, not in his vest, when he raided the supply closet, and a mag stamped with Dest.
She, like, goes pale and looks up at you and goes, you guys took on, what, 1 or 2?
7. 4 dead in the tower.
You took on 7 and killed 4 of them. These guys could take the planet from us too, and we couldn't do anything about it. The generals,
Yes.
shoot, Christian, Governor Herman is gonna want to talk with you. We might have to have a contingency plan.
No, we don't.
But okay.
They want off fair as soon as they're done with the job. I've
Well,
looked
that's-
over the contract. The contract is when they're done, they want out. So
That's almost as scary, because if they just left, we'd be almost defense. Okay, I'll call the general. We're gonna have to we're gonna have to treat these guys with like kid gloves, because even we outnumber like 20-1. I don't think that would matter.
don't think too much of kid gloves. Just treat them as basic human beings and not like the DCMS treat us.
She nods. She takes one of the magazines from you, and like kind of goes to shake your hand, then salutes you, like straightens up, salutes you, and says, "Thank you. Keep up the good work."
Oh, before you go, you know what really would help the cooperation? A decent cup of coffee. Get some good coffee.
Geralt, you got a good head on your shoulders. Thanks. I got some phone calls to make. And she taps a button to open the door and heads out. All right. So, Yvonne and Denver, you guys are waking up at about the same time.
I wake up first.
Would.
Okay, but about the same time, like obviously in the medical bay, you have the oxygen to your nose, covered in bandages, groggy from whatever it was that they knocked you out for surgery. Yeah, which you think you woke up first, Denver.
Oh.
But yeah, you look over just to your left, and Yvonne is in the bed next to you. Not bed next to you, but in the next bed. Oh, you understand what I mean.
Yes.
Okay, well.
I win yet again, Denver.
Makes you think that. having more bullet holes on your body doesn't mean winning.
Yeah, but I woke up first. And did you see the hole I put in that door?
It's like the hole you put in that building.
Hey, that building looked at me funny, and I will stand by that till the day I die.
Yeah, that day passed. Remember, I had to las you.
That's beside the point.
You like Sue, the doctor Sue walks in and just like lets this back and forth happen, and then goes, "So how you guys feeling this morning?" After it's noon, I guess.
Less like Swiss cheese.
Yeah. Morena did a pretty good job patching you up.
I'm gonna have to go give her a crisp high five.
I think once she wakes up, she's probably gonna appreciate that. How about you, Denver?
I'm sore in new places. But at least my humerus is still intact.
She smiles and says, "Yeah, that can't be said for everybody. You guys, I want you on bed rest for the next couple days. We don't have to keep you here in the med bay. You're basically walking wounded at this point, so we'll get you off the IVs and off the oxygen, get you to where you want to go. But give us a couple more hours to just make sure that you don't blow any stitches when you get up."
Does the gym count as a bed? I'd be laying down.
The gym, okay. Bed rest indicates no strenuous activity. So anything that involves the gym, unless you're just watching somebody else, involves strenuous activity.
Oh man.
And I don't want you blowing any stitches.
I give her a sideways glare and say, "Jim who?"
She nods, and a couple of the med techs like come over and start like, now that you guys are awake, they're like checking your blood oxygen, you know, all the good hospital stuff, checking your blood oxygen, getting you hooked from IVs, and putting bandages where bandages weren't before, and taking off bandages that were there, and you know, all the good fun stuff. All right, Caleb, you get some rack time. You probably wake up round noon, just because you're not used to sleeping during the day, despite the last few days worth of activities. So you wake up around noon and you hurt everywhere. Like, you swear you have bruises in places you didn't know you had.
Oh, good grief. Did anybody get the license plate on that truck? Is there coffee? I'll make my way to the very slowly and haltingly make my way down to the commissary.
Okay. You get to the commissary. Morena, you're already there, just having gotten up and like blearily working your way towards lunch. Geralt, you are still in bunk, wherever your bunk is, but I'm gonna have you waking up soon.
Oh yeah. He's
So
crashed hard.
So, Caleb and Morena, you like, as you walk into the commissary and something smells wrong. Like, not rotten, but
What?
wrong.
Like, hold your nose sort of wrong, or just incorrect?
Incorrect.
What is that, Marina? Do you know what that smell is? Oh, Marina, how are you doing?
What? How does it smell?
It smells like coffee?
Yeah, coffee.
Like, real, honest to goodness Real coffee?
One of the guys here, this is the sort of place that people are coming and going pretty much all hours of all days. One of the native New Bergen guys here, New Berganites, who was one of the dropship crew, says, Overst Lund came in this morning and pulled all of our coffee packets, and stuff isn't normal, but it's not bad. I mean, it tastes like home to me.
Caleb will make a mad dash at a snail's pace over to the coffee and pour himself a cup.
Geralt, you find yourself opening the door to the commissary about this time, and the smell of homebrew or homegrown coffee hits your nose. Caleb, pouring yourself a cup. This stuff is dark and rich and has that kind of like just light foam on the top and like it's almost just a little thick. Like the oils of it are a little more emulsified than the stuff that you guys are used to, and it smells, well, you're not used to the coffee, at least.
So Caleb will take the cup over, sit down, take a sip, and then make a grimace like, what is this stuff?
Meanwhile, Geralt in the doorway, bleary-eyed, just sniffs the air and says, real coffee.
Yeah, you get yourself a cup, Geralt, and this is the good stuff. Like this was bound for off-world somewhere.
Now this is coffee.
Morello's start on the lunch.
All right,
Some eggs, some bacon.
you guys.
Geralt will raise his cup towards Caleb. Here's the real cup of coffee.
Is this even coffee? I mean, are you sure it's the same thing?
Yes, this is what goes off-world. This is the good stuff.
About this time, Denver and Yvonne, you guys are checked out of the med bay, and well, if you want to head for the commissary, great. Otherwise, the commissary is on the way to your rooms, so you'd be heading past the door about this time as well.
I'll stop in there. I mean, I'm just as rested as Yvonne is, minus the 5 minutes I got up before her.
Lies and slander. That stuff smells horrendous. I'm stopping by my room real quick. I need to grab the good stuff. I'm grabbing a tea.
All right.
Hey, Denver. Good to see you up and about.
Thank you. Good to be up and about.
Denver, you know how Yvonne's doing? Did she leave the same time you did, or was she already gone?
Yeah, she's feisty.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yvonne, you're able to get yourself a cup of your tea pretty easily. About this time, like the main lunch, or the main lunch guy is like whipping up whatever it is that the main cook serves. And the commissary starts getting a little busier, but you guys can have your own table along one side of the room. The commissary is like the largest room that isn't on the mech deck or isn't the conference room.
So I'll look at Morena and say, so did you see it?
You mean...
Yeah, that was the dropship breaking up. They didn't make it.
Oh, well, I thought it might have been an asteroid, because usually dropships don't break off in two pieces, you know?
Yeah, they from what we can piece together, they didn't have any control, and so when they came back into the atmosphere, it was essentially just a fireball.
Well, usually those dropships are just military personnel and stuff, right? Not civilians.
Right.
Well, that will at least set some thoughts in her head normal instead of panicked. Well, it's at least some people less to fight, I guess.
I'm talking about Gunner.
Wait, Gunner? Really? What about... You thought that was Gunner?
Yeah, they managed to take off with the one. We were successful as far as that went, but he couldn't land it.
Oh, no.
Well, there's sort of a bright side to it. There's 4 less DCMS mechs around.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. That's that'll save us down the road for sure.
Gunnar was a good man.
I didn't know him a long time, but Arnstein sure seemed to think well of him, so that's a pretty heavy loss. And we're a bit grounded for now, so yeah. But I just wanted to tell you guys, I think you did an awesome job. I'm not sure who those guys were that we went up against, but I swear they were dodging bullets. I don't know how.
Those were Dest guys. The elite of the elite.
What in the world were they doing on this planet?
Well, last I looked, there was an ongoing rebellion.
Yeah, but you don't put rebellions down with a small team like that, do you? Are they that good?
If you're Dest, you do.
Well, crap. I guess
Or
that's
at
just
least,
what we needed.
or at least put the ever-living fear into people.
And we didn't get them all either, did we? There were several that got away.
Yes, Geralt accidentally smacks the cast on the table and just go, ow! Yes, there were at least 3 more.
Do you know? Do they pilot mechs? Do they have their own mechs? Do we got? Oh, we can talk about it later. That just puts the cherry on top. I'm hungry. Is there food ready yet? I'm gonna look over at the cook.
Yep, there's absolutely he's got sandwiches, there's probably like a vegetable stew, because there's always stew. Probably like hamburgers and bacon and pretty normal stuff.
All right, Caleb's gonna shuffle over to where the plates and trays and whatnot are, fill a plate and sit down and start chowing down.
Okay. A couple of days pass. You guys slowly recover. The new Bergen forces have to put down a couple of riots in Radal. But by, let's see, what day of the week is it? Hold on. It's the 13th. I don't have the timeline up. By the 20th. So a week. The continent you guys are on is basically pacified's the wrong term. Calm down, and it's taken longer than the 2 days promised for Lars and Christian to actually come to town. But okay, I need to load up or find what year is it.
I think we were in 29, weren't we? 30, 29?
Yeah, 3029. Where was the thing that I was using for date? It's Epic.
I don't know. dateandtime.com or something.
Epic Time Converter. I think that might be it. Epic Clock. I want to know what day of the week it is. There's a. It's not Epic Converter, I don't think. No.
What date is it?
It is the 20th of March. So 20th of March, 3029.
It's a Friday.
It's a Friday. Okay, so Friday, you guys have had a week to recover, so 7 days, whatever that works out to HP. Probably most of you are back up to mostly full. I'm going to say, Geralt, your arm's still broken, but you're able to do most anything with it at this point. You guys get pinged, and you they're still clearing the castle. They keep finding very explosive booby traps, usually when they explode as they're working through the castle. So the dropship hasn't moved yet. Well, it's up to Denver to be able to move it, but so you guys are still at Union Park, but there is a school building that has been taken over by NBFA forces just off of the park. And you guys are basically get a message. Oh, actually, Caleb. Caleb,
go.
Hey, Caleb. The governor is governor's in the building next door. Like to talk to you and your crew. Oh, actually, it's been a week. Your company 2 has pulled into town and is actually helping with like patrols and stuff as well. So both companies are here based out of the Union. So yeah, would like to talk to you and your crew. Got like in a half an hour, he said.
Pretty short notice. We see what's going on. Yeah, I think we can make that. Where are we meeting?
He gives you a like room number in the building. You've been through it enough. You know where it's at.
All right. Yeah, we'll round everybody up and be there. This leadership you need or a whole staff? What sort of thing are we talking here?
He didn't specify. I think he wants to. I don't know what he wants. I'd talk to you. I mean, you're probably gonna want your leadership staff, and I don't know, maybe your second in command or something. He wasn't real specific.
I'll see who's around, and we'll get a good representation. We'll be over in a bit.
All right, they hang up.
So I'll give the group that went on the raid to the airstrip, I can't think of the spaceport.
Yep.
A ring, since they were sort of a tight group. I'll just nab them as the first ones I can think of, and
okay,
let them know where we're going.
Okay. You run into Mariko on the way out and give her a quick heads up. She's like, "Yep, I can run things here, Major. No worries about it." I think we got everything worked up. We should be able to run wider patrols out the city pretty soon. I'm a little worried about unrest, but other than that, I think everything's buttoned up here pretty good.
Thanks, Marco. Gives me a lot of ease knowing that you're on top of it.
Right.
We'll talk to you in a bit.
Yep. She nods, heads off to do something with books. All right. You guys all gather up at the base of the dropship. Like there's this place at this point, like there's not much left of the park. There's been a bunch of sandbag construction built up for like, you know, defensive positions around the dropship. There's probably 6 mechs within easy eyesight line around, but nothing like right next to the dropship. This place is looking pretty heavily militarized at this point. Most of the like personal residences, houses around side have been taken over by NBFA forces. Basically, kick people out of their homes. Probably pay them something. You're not 100% sure, but definitely this feels like a military camp growing out from Union Park, which is now its official name per the NBFA government. I don't know what they're calling themselves. The government of New Bergen. But yeah, you guys head over, and Vanya meets you, like sees you guys coming out and walks over to you guys, gives you a salute and says, Major, friends, if you want to follow me, I'll take you to the to the governor.
Lead on.
She nods. Also, I think I'm doing an accent for her, and I keep forgetting which accent I'm doing and what it is. Anyway, she leads on. Heads into this building, which is now like teeming with staff, like clerks and people manning phone banks and all of the stuff that comes with the government. She leads you in, and you guys find yourself in a converted schoolroom, bigger than any room that was on the bigger than any room that's in the Union. They have found a nice, probably from like the principal or something, found a nice desk from somewhere, and older gentleman who you guys have seen him on video before, so you recognize him as Christian Hermansen, the governor of the rebel forces, standing there and like, oh, Einherjar, yes, come on in, welcome. And you like, the door was open as you came up, so he like welcomes you in. There's a smattering of chairs around the room.
Governor, it's nice to meet you in person.
He holds out his hand to you, and shakes it and says, yeah, Caleb, Major, congratulations on all the work you've done here. New Bergen isn't necessarily free yet, but Radal is, and I have to thank you for that. So we need to talk. Well, I guess I'm not one to talk strategy, but that's Lars's job. But I'm mostly here to thank you. And he kind of turns, and I would like what's a good reaction roll? Notice plus dexterity, please. It's a weird one, but yeah, notice plus dexterity from everybody. All right, and I need to roll for them. Yeah. So he turns to like say something, and a length of rope snakes down from the ceiling, snaps around his neck and jerks heavily up into the ceiling. Like you guys hear the of a high-powered motor kick in, and he is now dangling from the ceiling, kicking with the neck askew.
Did we bring guns? And can we shoot the rope?
Yes. If you think you brought guns, you have them, and if you want to try to shoot the rope, go for it.
It will probably be a pistol and not like a
Right.
sniper, you know?
Yep, I would assume so. Go for a shot.
18.
18 will hit. So you like, Morena reacts rapidly, and there's a bang of her service weapon, and Governor Hermanson falls to the floor in a pile.
Okay, we were
Geralt
towards
will
them.
run over to the hole and look up.
Caleb will just shout help and then signal to Denver. Is there just the one door into here?
Yes, there's a couple of windows across the back of this room, and then there's one door into this room.
So I'll sort of motion get down and sort of signal to Denver to go look at the windows. Caleb's going to head for the door.
Okay.
After shooting, Morena will rush to the governor.
Okay. Give me an intelligence plus your medicine roll. Yvonne, what you up to?
Covering the door with Caleb.
Okay. Until his neck is broken. He is currently not breathing because his neck is broken, but with an 11, you start CPR on him. He's not dead yet, at least. I'm going to go ahead and do a shoot about it. You pop out, please. So, that weapon, no. So holy buckets. So who was it that went to the hole? Geralt, right?
Yep.
So Geralt, you as you go to the hole, you see somebody. So there's a false ceiling in this room, and that's basically what somebody pulled that out of the way, just in time, or basically pulled it out of the way without you guys being able to react to it. Drop the rope down. There's another hole into like past the drop ceiling into another ceiling, and a single rifle round comes down, striking you, doing 11 damage. All right.
Do I see the person shooting
Yep.
and uniform?
They're wearing like mottled dark colors. They have a mask over their face. Like they're wearing they're not wearing a uniform. They're wearing like sneaky clothes. Is the best way I can describe it.
I know because I see the roll, but would Geralt be able to connect the two dots of governor assassination and remaining alive death troopers?
Yes.
As he gets hit by the bullet, he just yells, "Dest, get down!"
You gonna do a shoot about it, or are you just gonna dive for cover?
Well, he does have his MP7 on him, so he will probably just fire back.
Okay.
In a ratat fashion.
12. He's not wearing his combat armor, so that's gonna be enough. So, yeah, bullets up. You hear the grunt of one of them connecting with him. Morena, you're up.
I will probably focus on the governor, and I'll. I don't know if as the pack would work. Stim pack, but stim patch.
No, you're gonna need to stabilize him first before like
Right.
you're doing CPR on him, not the uplift, was it? I think.
Patch.
Last patch I was thinking about, but when someone's dead and he's not dead, I guess.
Well, this is when last patch is what used,
Oh,
because he's dying.
yeah, Lazarus stim patch is what I've written down.
Ah,
Yeah. So I'll use one of those
okay.
on him.
And go ahead and roll your medicine. Need a 6. Oh, you're fine. So you get him breathing again, like you move his neck, like get a pillow on the side of his neck, and get the thing away from his voice box, and you do like emergency like thing to him, and yeah, his heart starts back up. He is now breathing. He is in critical condition, and he is directly under a hole in the ceiling that has somebody shooting down through it. Caleb.
Do we know where the stairwell is?
Yes, you do. Stairwell's probably like 30 feet to the north, let's say, and then it's, yeah.
So I'm going to take off for the stairwell, trying to find the room straight above this one.
Okay.
Whipping my pistol out.
Do you have a 10 for your move speed, or are you faster than that?
I don't know where move speed is. It's normal, I think, whatever that is.
Okay, so that'd be 10. On your sheet, let me actually pull up your sheet. Character sheet. It's not listed. Fun. Anywho, there's probably a listing for it somewhere. Anyway, 10 is the standard, so you're you can sprint, you get up there next round, I'm pretty sure. Denver.
I also pull out my semi-auto pistol, and do I have a shot?
You can try to take
also,
one.
I was at the window. Did I see anything out the window of interest?
No, although people are starting to react to all the, the gunfire going on right now.
Then yeah, I'll take a shot if I can see anything.
Okay, roll for it. That'll hit. Another oomph of pain, as you guys are probably hitting him with pieces of like ceiling and stuff. Yvonne.
I'm going to close the door behind Caleb
Okay.
and basically brace it
Okay.
to make sure nobody else comes in.
Sure. Back to the top. All right. So, Geralt, you see the guy look at you and look at Morena and then readjust his aim a little bit. He flips a switch on his gun, switching it to burst fire, and puts 2 bullets into the head of Governor, name, Hermanson. Killing him very, very dead.
Oh.
Geralt, you're up.
Same guy or
Yeah.
another guy?
Nope, same guy.
Because you used the combat shotgun
Oh, well, okay.
instead of a combat rifle.
Well, I can roll the other one instead. Where did my... Sorry, I hit the wrong button.
I mean, it was still a 20, so I'm the D20.
Oh, it is a 20? Okay. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he did probably less damage, but Still dead. Sorry, that was the wrong one. Their 2 hit is the same. Anywho.
I'll respond with another burst.
Okay. Yep, he's looking real tough now. Like, you like blood is now dripping from the hole in the ceiling. As you're pretty sure you hit something pretty important inside of this guy. Morena, unfortunately the governor is now dead.
Yeah, I'll probably get out my pistol again and try and shoot him.
Okay.
20 hits for 10 damage.
All right, so he stops moving. Caleb, you sprint your way up, get to this proper floor. Like, this room was unused, and there's some artfully arranged furniture to protect this guy from being seen. Bolted to the back one of the walls. Like, you burst into this room. The guy is as bolts come up through the floor and kill this guy. Bolted to one of the walls, there is a small motor attached to it's a winch. That's the word I'm looking for. And then there is a set of pulleys going down the hole, and this guy is just draped over this fairly good-sized hole in the floor, dripping.
Can I yell out through the room we are in? Who the hell didn't secure the building?
About okay.
Caleb will look around. Does he see anybody else, or does it seem like a solo?
This seems like a solo. Like, there's no evidence of anybody else in this room.
So I'll shout down through the hole in the floor. Looks like you got him. I don't see anybody else. Let's clear this building. We need to make sure there's nobody else hiding.
About this time, General Lars Herbenson is like banging on the door. You're standing off to the side of Suda, or sorry, not Suda, Yvonne. It's like, what's going on in there?
Geralt will get up, walk over to the door, yank it open forcefully. Submachine gun still unholstered in his hand, and just yell at him. Who was responsible for clearing this building?
Who's responsible? And he gives a name. Like, it was. I don't have a good name. Behind the name. Haha. You.
Caroluna?
Age. Yeah, Age was securing the building.
Well, he didn't do a good enough job, and Geralt will just stomp out, getting into the tactical clear building stance and just marching on doors.
Okay. About this time,
and yes, Geralt is very, very aware that he just yelled at the general.
So there's a lot of panic going on in the building right now. You know, people shouting, a lot of confusion. You're able to like get a couple of them pointed in the right direction. Lars is like entered the room and sees his dad like on the floor. This is with a broken neck, has this cord around his neck, and well, missing most of his face, and just like half stumbles a little bit, like staring at his now deceased father. Geralt, could I have a leadership plus charisma roll from you, please?
I'm a try to reroll that.
That's
better.
better. So you're able to organize a couple people, but you're definitely like you're not able to get like an organized group going. You outrank pretty much everybody around, but the general's not doing any leading at the moment, and Vanya had like delivered you to this room, but headed off to elsewhere in the building, and you're not finding her as well. What are the rest of you up to?
Caleb is just going to stay in the room. He does not want to be blamed for this, and so he's just going to hang out and make sure that the evidence doesn't disappear.
Okay.
Marina will probably make sure that the governor doesn't like bleed everywhere and stuff. Just have a pillow below him and stuff, and
Right.
somewhat presentable.
Compose the body a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yvonne's staying there, making sure the general doesn't get assassinated as well.
It's a good
While
idea.
Miranda takes care of the governor.
And Denver is also being tactically guarding as well.
Okay. Just pure chaos in this building, and Geralt, you're like at first you were making it worse, but you're start to slowly make it better. Eventually, you run into Vanya, explain the situation because again, chaos. Nobody's communicating well, and she starts organizing like, clearing the building and getting people organized and getting important people to safety, and eventually, she comes into the room. Lars is still like. He's in the room at this point. He's standing over or like kneeling next to his dad. He's got like his dad's hand in his own, obviously grieving. Caleb, somebody has come in and like secured the room from you, like kicked you out of the room, and started like taking pictures and stuff like that. And
I'll rejoin downstairs then.
Yep. So you guys all kind of rejoin just outside of the room the governor had been in. Like there's a medical team arriving to take the body away about this time, and Vanya kind of comes out to you guys and says, well, I don't think there's anything you could have done. I mean, you took him out like that. So he didn't get away, which is good. But this is going to be hard. The lieutenant governor is in a secure location, so that, continuation of government and everything, but yeah, we're gonna have trouble. We're gonna have trouble for a little while because of this. And Lars, like as the body gets pulled out, he comes out of the room. He's shook up, obviously. He goes, "Who shot the bastard?"
Geralt will snap to attention. Go, Lieutenant Geralt Kenshin reporting for disciplinary action for yelling at superior officer, sir.
He just looks at you and goes, "I don't care who shot the bastard. Not my dad who shot." And he points up.
Mirena slowly raises her hand.
I
did some shots.
He like takes your hand and shakes you and says, "Thank you for getting him." Her.
Well,
Thank
I'm
you
still
for
working on
getting her. She was female, dest. officer were thinking. No identifying, of course, anything on her, but per the report that Vanya gave me, you guys ran into these folks before, and a few of them got away, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised.
I mean, who cleared this building for this meeting?
Ultimately,
He's probably dead.
it's my responsibility. But yes, he has been found and very, very dead. So, my dad wanted to pull you here today, together, to talk to you. The lieutenant governor is not coming to town because there's still, per the report, at least 2 of these troopers around somewhere. They didn't, obviously they didn't evacuate with the DCMS forces. And he kind of leads you guys to just a dark, and he flips on the switch, classroom, probably grade school, by the size of the chairs and stuff here. Like, my dad wanted to talk to you to thank you for what you've done, and talk about next steps. And he leans against the desk and goes, I guess that's my job now. Yeah, that's my job now. So, do you guys want some time? Because that was traumatic. We can do this later. If you want to have some time.
I think you need the time.
I mean,
okay. We'll be ready when you're ready. This is nothing we haven't seen before.
He nods. Tomorrow, you guys have kept the Toraberu secure. I'm sure of that. I'll meet you on the Toraberu, and we can discuss next steps and what all's going on. So I guess round 3 tomorrow. Sound like a good time?
Yep, we'll be ready for you.
He offers his hand to shake anybody who will take it.
Caleb will shake his hand.
And you guys like pull out of the room. Like there are obviously like troops securing this room and then going upstairs and securing the room above it, and there's a couple of them standing outside this room. Like when people saw him go in here, they obviously, like, now the paranoia of put 2 troopers on every approach sort of thing. Vanya kind of meets you outside the room, says he and his dad weren't close, but despite all of their arguments, I think they liked each other well enough. He'll be able to pull himself together. I mean, it'll be okay.
Yeah, Geralt will just say, yeah, Governor was a decent man, but he couldn't think tactics for the life of him.
She shakes her head, kind of half smiling. Obviously, this is hurt her too because she's working closely with both the son and the father, and she goes, "Yeah, I'll take you guys back to the ship. This place is gonna be a madhouse with everybody being paranoid about everybody, and they all know my face."
Yeah, I'd rather not get shot for being unrecognized. Follow.
She nods and leads you guys. Like, there's a couple of times where you're like, it's the paranoia of we screwed up, but we don't want to look like we're screwing up. As you head back to the ship, people, who goes there? Oh yeah, it's just you. Okay, watch yourself out there. There's assassins, sort of thing.
And every other time they go with the paranoia fueled in encounter, you see Geralt in the back of the group just slowly with his palm to his face and says, "Oh dear God."
All right, you guys are led back to the Toraberu. You're able to get on board, no problem. It's about time for a patrol change. So one set of mechs is pulling down out of the bays to head out to replace the ones that are out on patrol. You hear a small explosion in the distance as somebody in the castle found another booby trap.
IED.
Yep, some sort of IED. And you guys are back to the ship.
Geralt will get into his mech, fire it up, and just run all the comm sweeps he knows how to do. Just to hopefully get a glimmer of encrypted comms from the desk guys.
Give me an intelligence plus program, please. You do a lot of comm sweeps, back and forth. You're getting just chaos on the rebel bands. Somebody let word out somewhere along the way. You're not sure who. You're not even sure if the person who leaked was not one of the death troopers, but chaos is reigning on the both civilian civilian news crews are starting to pull up or outside the perimeter, yelling questions at troopers that you can hear on their mics, and yeah, just chaos all over town.
Yeah, he'll probably do that for the next 2 hours or 3 hours or something. Just sweep the comms, listening for anything that could tip him off to general direction of Dest, even if he doesn't find anything.
Right.
Caleb is going to double the patrols, at least until morning.
Okay.
Moreno will probably head to the med bay to help out.
Okay. Normal minor injuries in the med bay. As you're okay, so normal minor injuries, there's troopers. A lot of the NBFA troops come here for help too, so doing that. So Mariko finds you, Caleb. It's panic. What happened?
What happened is, Dest happened. It was an assassination of the governor, because they weren't as good as Dest. Is really what it comes down to. They didn't keep their building secure, and we weren't fast enough.
She nods. Well, that's bad news. I have a consolation prize.
I'll take any good news I can get.
So you remember we captured one of the pilots on the
dragon pilot, right?
No. Well, no, yeah, you guys captured them too, but from what I'm hearing, you gave them to the MBFA, and that didn't work out very well. She kind of waves her hand. No, the pilot for the scout crew that was coming after the drop ships after we landed.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okabe Soma. Yeah, I know them. So I've been talking to them, and they were the second in command of the troop of the mech forces on this planet.
Oh, really? Now that is some good news.
She kind of gives you a smile. Yeah. Took a minute to get past the fact that I am she says, you would understand the Japanese, but I don't personally speak Japanese. So she says, so you guys have been speaking English. She says a Japanese word basically means without honor, or there's a proper term for it, and I personally can't remember it. It's basically somebody, a samurai who has so dishonored themselves that they are like
Ronin?
No, well, Ronin is somebody who doesn't have a liege lord. So somebody who has dishonored themselves, and the only way they can make up for it is by killing themselves, but has refused to kill themselves is the status. I guess you would call it. There's a word for it, and I don't remember it. Anyway, so yeah, it took me a minute to convince them that it wasn't I wasn't the one who was dishonored. Or rather, I wasn't the one whose honor was. I didn't lose my own honor. In spite of, she kind of waves her hand, indicating the mercenary company.
So have you gotten any actual intel, or just have a connection at this point?
Well, yes. So we don't trust them yet. Like I can't say to you they are on our side, but at the very least I can tell you that. And she hands you a data pad, and it's got like troop numbers and force compositions and just all of the stuff on the DCMS organization that you could ever want. And she goes, I do, after having a conversation with him, I do trust that. And she kind of lowers her voice a minute and goes, I do not trust that with the NBFA.
Yeah, at this point, I don't trust the NBFA further. I can drop kick them with a lame leg.
She nods.
You're a peach, Mariko. This is awesome.
She smiles and says, yeah, thank you, and I'm gonna double those patrols like you asked for, and that seems like a good idea. We might have to put down a riot or two at this rate. I hate that work, but sometimes you needs must. Yeah,
especially if people are going to be scared. What they're going to want is know that somebody's in charge. We'll give them that.
She nods and says, if you want to talk to Soma kun, let me know. I can have you talk. We've kept him locked up in the place on the ship where you keep people locked up.
Brig?
The brig.
Brig. Thank you. Words are hard. We've kept him locked up in the brig, but I'm making sure people are treating him well. Thankfully, she kind of waves. We have a lot more people on this ship than the NBFA does at this point.
All right. Well, let me read through this and get a bigger picture of what's going on.
Yep.
Do you know? Have you heard anything that? I mean, the MBFA is our employer, so it only matters so much. But do we have any other instances of incompetence that we need to be watching out for? I don't want to trust anything that they tell us. We need to make sure that we're verifying any guards, any setups, anything.
She nods. Yeah. These people have never fought a war before. They've been fighting like standing in the forest and shooting at officers with a sniper rifle and calling themselves soldiers for years now. They've never fought a war before, so they need to learn. And she kind of looks at herself and goes, they're never going to listen to me. They do not trust anybody with my skin tone. So I'll work with you to help train them, perhaps. I don't take the jubilation at what we've done here with. I'm taking it more with a grain of salt than they are at this point.
All right, sounds good, Marco. I'll let you get on to those setting up those patrols. Thanks.
She nods, heads off. What's everybody else up to?
Yvonne's pacing just outside the limits of the gym.
John is like there, and he's got a tank top on. He's got his coveralls like tied around his waist. He goes, "Hey, Yvonne, gonna come in and lift some weights?"
No, the doctor said I couldn't.
But I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine. Just lift the light ones.
They're all light ones.
He laughs. Says, "Well, I'll keep stuff ready for you when the doctor says you can."
Okay. I appreciate it.
He nods at you. "I'm sure it'll be fine."
One little lift couldn't hurt.
Go for it and give me a physical save, please. Well, that's perfect. So you go and you spend like 5-10 minutes like lifting. Oh, this is fine. You know, everything feels good. You're healing up just fine. And then you do something, probably like a squat or something else that your form isn't perfect, and you feel your broken ribs go pop, and down to the floor you go, just like holding your side in pain. John comes over and like gets the weight away from you. He's like, Yvonne, you okay?
Breathe.
He kind of helps you like roll over onto your back so you can get the like stretch out just enough to get some breath back into your lungs.
Oh. They popped.
Oh,
Pop, bad. Bad pop.
okay. Should I get the doctor?
Maybe.
He's like, "Oh, okay." He runs up, and runs into, "Hey, Morena, Yvonne needs some help."
Where is she?
She's in the gym. Specifically she's not supposed to be in the gym.
I'll quickly grab a set of med kit and head over to the gym quickly.
You get down there, like you can see that the broken ribs that had been kind of like set and wrapped have become less set.
What the fuck are you doing? You know you shouldn't be doing this.
Nothing. I did nothing. It's not my fault.
Well, I'll put the med kit down next to her and lay her down and start working to reset everything.
Give me your intelligence plus medicine, please.
15.
All right. Couple of like Yvonne, you feel Morena like touch, pop, and like that intense shock of pain goes through you as the rib goes back into where it's supposed to be, and then it's like normal breathing again. I mean, still broken rib breathing, but not like, been stabbed in the side breathing.
Well, that's gonna delay your healing process again.
No, I'll be fine. I can breathe. I'll be fine.
But we might need you in a mech.
Yeah, but I can sit down in a mech.
I mean, do you remember being in a mech? It's not like a steady position.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Denver.
Can I make sure and like put a splint over the rib and just tie it to her body so if something happens, the entire bone gets pressure and not just the tips?
Yep. Yeah, with a 15, you absolutely can like tie her up and get her in a position that she's not likely to pop back out again.
Good.
Yay.
I'm going to enjoy my coffee watching Yvonne getting tied up.
Still make sure to not overexert yourself, though.
I imagine Denver just standing, leaning against one of the like mech bays, just watching this entire process.
And let me go ahead and give Yvonne the 10 sea bills that, well, yes, you won the bet. You could lift that.
What are you? What, did you put her up to this? Excuse me? You know just as well that she isn't supposed to do this. Fucking go report yourself to Caleb or I will.
No, not Denver's fault. Blame John.
Okay, fine, and I'll walk out and I head straight to Caleb.
So Caleb, in Storm's Marina, what were you doing when in Storm's Marina?
Well, I was drinking some coffee, of course. Hey, Moreno, what's up?
These fucking two idiots. Denver and Yvonne, they're placing bets again. Mirena
Oh,
popped her rib bag out.
Just stop there. I don't need any more. I understand exactly. Where are they now?
They were still in the gym when I left. I'm so angry.
All right, let's go. I'm fed up with this. All right, so I'm gonna head down to the gym.
You find Denver like carefully helping Yvonne up off the floor. John is like standing off to the side, looking very, very contrite. He is currently apologizing to Yvonne. It's like, I'm sorry. Should listen. I know you should have listened to the doctor. I'm sorry I did that. So.
All right, who's first?
And John like snaps to attention. He's not, like a military person. He snaps to his version of attention. Says, Yvonne was like at the gym and she wanted to lift something. I told her it'd be okay.
So, John, I think you just earned yourself some time as a med tech. Go report to the med bay, find out the dirtiest job they can give you, and I want to hear that you're doing it. Dismissed.
Yes, sir. And he like sulks his way up to the med bay. He's covered in like grease and nasty stuff because he had just come off a shift as a mech tech.
All right, who's next?
Sir.
Well, I might as well be next since I can breathe.
Let's hear it.
Yvonne just needed some confidence building, and I figured I could help her with that.
Help how? What did you do? I want it spelled out.
She was missing being in the gym, and John was encouraging her to lift weights, so I encouraged her with C-bills.
You bet her that she wouldn't lift?
We wagered whether or not she could complete the lift.
Oh, even better. And let me guess, Suda, how's those ribs feeling?
They exist, sir.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, Suda, get yourself up to med bay. Morena, help her out if she needs it. She needs to be looked over by more than just a gym floor. I'm sure you did fine, but I want her checked out.
Let's just move her into the med bay and just keep her there for a while.
Carry me, Denver.
Denver, stay here.
At this moment, I'm gonna say like it's gotten real quiet in the mech bay. Like nobody's listening, but everybody's listening.
Denver, what am I going to do with you? I think here's where we start. I'm going to go and I'm going to talk to the head med, the doc.
Sue.
Sue, thank you. I'm going to find out just how much lifting a body can do. And that's what you're going to do. We're going to make you sweat this one out. And every time you lift that weight, we're going to ring a cash register. And we'll figure out what we do with this later. Maybe we'll have a weightlifting contest that you can't join for the prize money. For now, you're confined to quarters, and we'll get your regimen set up in the morning. Dismissed.
Yes, sir.
Like it's a very calm and quiet rest of the day. Geralt, you probably hear like talked rumors, stuff going on about this little thing going on. But it's relatively calm the rest of the day, and like comes like the next day comes around, you guys all kind of gather back up. 3:00 comes, and a very tired, like he hasn't shaved, he's been obviously like crying, but he's pulled himself together as best he can. General Lars Hermanson meets you in the conference room and says, "Thank you all for coming back. Thank you once again for what you've done. I want you to let you know that the DCMS forces are trying to surrender, and we're not going to let them." And that is where we're going to end the session for today. So, thank you, players, for giving me the most belly laugh that I have belly laughed in a very long time. Thank you, everybody else, for watching. It has been great having you here. Bye.